With immediate effect, government is placing a ban on the export of grains, including maize, rice, soya bean, until the situation normalizes. This measure is essential to ensure the availability of these critical crops on the domestic market. Fall in grain supply, government will tap into the ECOWAS grain reserve and partner with the private sector to bridge the gap. Government will also bring in 300,000 metric tons of maize and 150,000 metric tons of rice to provide food support to vulnerable farmers who have lost their crop and also for the market.
So Ghana government on August 26 through the Ministry of Agriculture has announced a ban on the exportation of grains from Ghana, ladies and gentlemen. The ban is supposed to take immediate effect from now till January 2025 due to food crisis which is about to hit Ghana. This is because it has not been raining in the 5 northern regions in Ghana for many months now. My stomach was rumbling when I watched the video of the Agric Minister providing this information on TV. When the minister mentioned that the Ghana government will bring in 300,000 metric tons of maize and 150,000 metric tons of rice to provide food support for vulnerable farmers who have lost their crops and also for the market, he actually meant Ghana government will be importing all those tonnages of rice and maize to avoid food shortages, ladies and gentlemen. And so the private businesses are importing, and then the Ghana government is also importing. Meanwhile, the farmlands are sitting there idle, doing nothing. In 2024, you still wait on rainfall to feed your people. First question I asked myself was this. So what happened to the planting for food and jobs? What happened to that initiative? Where are the farms who were promised, and where are the produce? It's been 7.5 years already. Where are they? Every food item we export from this country, we end up importing 100 times of the same product. We export cassava to Nigeria and we end up buying gari from them in large quantities. We export our made in Ghana rice to China to buy long grain rice from Thailand, and we buy a lot of that. Crude oil for refined oil. We export gold to buy jewelry. We export cocoa beans for chocolate products. And talking about cocoa, ladies and gentlemen, Ghana has been contracting loans for cocoa for the last 30 years plus. Did you know this? Now the government says we will not go for loans in the future for our cocoa. When I first heard that story, I was so excited and I thought, perhaps this is a great move to open our cocoa to local manufacturers so that we can add value to what we have here and perhaps get a better price from other sources, only to think a little deeper for a minute and realize that perhaps it's not the Ghana government that has decided not to go for loans on its own, but could it be that those who used to offer us syndicated loans aren't as interested any longer? Ladies and gentlemen, there is an even bigger problem coming, specifically against our cocoa. Ghana recorded its highest production year in 2020-21 when we produced 1,040,000 metric tons of cocoa in 1 year. This is according to cocoaball.gh. That figure has now dropped to 683,000 metric tons of production for last year, 2023. And here is the coming problem. China's cocoa production is steadily expanding. Since 2021, when China's first batch of cocoa beans were recognized by Biodiversity International, China has increased production to 466 hectares of land. They target being the world's largest cocoa producer. Meanwhile, in Ghana, illegal mining continues to eat up our cocoa lands and cause decline in production output. Our own neighbor, Cote d'Ivoire, has expanded production of cocoa to 2.2 million metric tons in 2022 and 23. Let me predict what's about to happen to our cocoa production on the world market. It's either we eventually become a non-entity in cocoa production when China and Ivory Coast production output take over as the world's largest producers, or the quality of our cocoa beans be queried because of mercury elements on our lands. Don't hate me, ladies and gentlemen, for bringing you factual news feeds. Ask the people you voted for the promises they made you. Because contrary to whatever they are telling you, the situation is getting worse by the days.